I was 19 when this happened, and I still double-check every lock in my apartment because of it. At the time, I had just moved into a small studio off campus. It wasn't much, but it was mine. I liked the independence, even if it meant walking a few blocks alone at night after my late classes. To make some extra money, I started selling old clothes online. Nothing big, just a few listings on a resale app. Most people were normal, quick transactions, no issues. Then, one account started messaging me. His username was something generic, like Ryan_84. At first, he seemed normal. He asked about a jacket I listed, wanted to know the size, condition, all that. I answered, and he said he'd buy it. But then he kept messaging, asking if I had more clothes, if I modeled them myself. I brushed it off and kept it professional. After a couple days, I noticed something odd. He never actually completed the purchase. Instead, he kept asking questions. What part of the city I was in, if I did meetups instead of shipping. I told him I only shipped items. That should have been the end of it, but it wasn't. He said shipping took too long. He insisted on picking it up in person. I hesitated, but I had done a couple public meetups before without any problems. I told him if he wanted it, we could meet outside a coffee shop near campus in the middle of the day. He agreed instantly. The day of the meetup, I remember feeling a little uneasy, but I couldn't explain why. The coffee shop was busy, people everywhere, so I figured it was safe. I got there early and waited outside. A man approached me about 10 minutes later. He looked older than I expected, mid-30s maybe, not exactly how he described himself. He smiled, but it felt forced, like he was trying too hard. He didn't introduce himself right away, just said, "You must be selling the jacket." I nodded and handed it over. He barely looked at it. Instead, he looked at me. Not in a normal way. It was like he was studying me, taking mental notes. It made my skin crawl. He finally handed me the cash, exact amount, and said, "You look just like your pictures." I gave a polite smile and tried to end the interaction, but he didn't leave. He started asking questions, where I lived, if he went to school nearby. I gave vague answers and said I had to go. He hesitated for a second, then said, "Maybe I'll see you around." That stuck with me. For the next week, nothing happened. I almost forgot about him. Then I started noticing little things. The first time, I thought I was imagining it. I was walking home from class and I saw a car idling at the corner near my building. As I got closer, it slowly pulled away. I didn't think much of it until it happened again 2 nights later. Same car, dark-colored sedan, parked just far enough away to not be obvious. As soon as I noticed it, it drove off. I told myself it was nothing, but then the messages started again. Ryan_84 messaged me out of nowhere. He said he liked the jacket. Then, out of nowhere, he said, "You looked tired the other night. You should get more sleep." I froze when I read that. I hadn't posted anything. I hadn't told him my schedule. There is no way he should have known that. I didn't respond. The next day, I got another message. "I think I saw you again today. You walk really fast." That's when the fear really hit. I blocked him immediately. For a couple days, everything was quiet. No messages, no car. I started to relax a little, thinking maybe I had overreacted. Then one night, around midnight, I heard a knock at my door. It was soft at first, almost polite. I wasn't expecting anyone. I didn't move. I just sat there staring at the door, waiting. The knock came again, louder this time. "Hey," a man's voice said. "I know you're in there." My stomach dropped. I stayed completely still, barely breathing. After a few seconds, he knocked again, harder. "I just want to talk." I recognized the voice. It was him. I slowly backed away from the door and grabbed my phone, hand shaking so bad I could barely dial. I called my friend first, whispering, telling her what was happening. She told me to call the police immediately. Before I could hang up, the doorknob started to rattle, not aggressively, just testing it, like he was checking if it was locked. I ran into the bathroom and locked that door too, pressing myself against it. I could hear him moving outside, footsteps shifting, then silence. A full minute passed, then 2. I thought maybe he left. Then I heard something that made my blood crawl run. A soft scrape, right outside my window. My apartment was on the ground floor. I realized he had moved around the building. I didn't even think. I called 911 and whispered my address. The operator stayed on the line with me while I tried to stay quiet. A few seconds later, there was a loud thud against the window. Not enough to break it, but enough to make me flinch. Then his voice again, quieter this time. "Why are you ignoring me?"